Today is day 3 of our Thrive Budget free coaching series with adulting life hacks. And as always, I'm your hostess, Natalie Pace. You can reach me at nataliepace.com, youtube.com/Natalie Pace, and at info@nataliepace.com. So today we're going to talk about another big ticket bill, transportation. Did you know that owning a car costs the average person $7,500, maybe $8,000 or more every single year? This is a life hack that can save a lot of money and actually might also contribute to both your mental health and your physical health. I want to show you a little story here. So the first thing I want to show you is about, sorry about this screen, give me 1 second. So this is what Santa Monica, California looks like now. Now, Santa Monica was car culture, just like Los Angeles. Everybody drove a car. Even though it's kind of a tiny little city, everybody drove a car. And then at certain times of the day, the streets would be so packed that people would be just trying to race around each other and race down residential streets. And, you could sit literally for an hour trying to get from the west side of Santa Monica just to the freeway. That's like 2 miles away. So it's been insane. Now we can also talk about Amsterdam that saw that kind of gridlock, and then they just said, let's all go to bike culture, and everybody there rides a bike, and they have, even in the snow, people are riding bikes, and people with kids have a little cart in front of their bike with all their kids in it. So, there are solutions out there. Now, when I've lived in Santa Monica a long time, it hasn't always been micro mobility and shared roads. Here's a picture from, this is on Main Street near Venice, between the border of Venice and Santa Monica. You see no bike lanes there, right? So this person started a trend with his buddies riding bikes, and pretty soon bike lanes started. In order to have, even e-scooters, we had to go to City Hall and demand it. They wanted to shut it down, even though Bird is founded in Santa Monica. Now, you might say, well, I'm not interested in e-scooters, I'm not interested in bikes, etc. Again, if you're not interested in fixing the big ticket bills, then you might end up where you are, which is buried alive in bills, right? Now, sure, there are people here that can afford a very expensive car and can afford gasoline and afford to drive everywhere. But then you're ignoring that transportation is the largest CO2 emitter, right? So here we are trying to heal our planet, and actually so that we can save ourselves. And if you're one of the people that are still driving a gas guzzler, even if you're driving an electric vehicle, having everybody in their own little single occupancy vehicle can be sheer madness, especially if you were looking at it from a bird's eye view. Now, I want to tell you a little bit more about this particular blog. And, if you would like to see it yourself, the easiest way is probably to look for it. It was something I posted on Thrive Global, and this is from, I believe it was from 2017. I think they put the dates at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, well, maybe not. So this is Ted Winterer, and he's the former mayor of Santa Monica. He has 5 bikes and I believe it is 1 car for 4 adults. He said that he and his wife spent about $2,000 on rideshare in a year. So when you think about it, how these adults, if each one of them had their own car and each one of them were spending that $7,500, right? That's $30,000 a year. So you can save a lot by trying to figure out how not to drive everywhere. Also good for the planet, right? So, and why is it that I say that electric vehicles? Well, it kind of depends. There's really not a grid right now that is 100% clean energy, right? So in California, maybe it's 40% clean energy, and then there's a lot of fossil fuels in there. In West Virginia, it's probably 100% fossil fuels. So whatever, you have to make sure the electricity you're powering it with is green as well. So again, how is this better for your health? The more you bike and walk, that's better for your health than sitting in a car, right? How's it better for your mental health? Road rage, gridlock stress, driving for an hour. Sometimes it's even faster to go by metro. It might even, in Santa Monica, it certainly is faster to ride a bike than to drive in rush hour. So again, if you are resistant to the changes of these housing, transportation, these big ticket items, then take a look at that and journal through that. Because if you really do want to live a richer life, then you are going to have to make some hard choices right now if you feel like you're just, living paycheck to paycheck. And statistically, that's what's happening. Our personal saving rate right now is only 5%. So that means that most people are living paycheck to paycheck or worse, burning through their savings. All the stimmy check money's gone, and we're going to have to start paying student loans again in September. So now is the time to start thinking about fixing our budgets so that we can indeed kind of step out of this crisis. And yes, I know there are some of you that feel like it's not a crisis, but if you have kids, then what they're facing is not good. And if you are, Gen Z or millennial, chances are you do need to hear this no matter what income level you're at, whether you're a Henry or not, or a DINK or not, or even a young parent. Okay, so tomorrow's solution for many people is going to be an easy fix, a no-brainer. The reason people don't do it is most people just don't know about it. And that's because why would a medical insurance company want you to know about it? So there's a life hack that most of us can do if we're a working adult that if you're healthy, if you're not healthy, this is not going to be the best life hack for you. But if you are, it's going to be great. So be sure to tune in for tomorrow's big ticket bill solution. And thank you again for joining me. And Natalie Pace, nataliepace.com, info@nataliepace.com, Natalie Pace on YouTube. All right, see you tomorrow. And before I sign off, journal and find a way to get past your preconceived notions. I know that we just want the politicians to fix everything for us, but they haven't. It's been a long time coming that they have not. So we need to fix it for ourselves. And as we improve our own life and fix it for ourselves, then hopefully collectively we'll put people in the leadership roles who can fix it on a macro scale.